What is going on, everyone? We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
Together we are
HellaDepraved.
And we're super excited for this.
So excited. So we had the absolute pleasure of meeting Lee at an Icon for Hire concert held in Indianapolis last year.
I said that on Twitter, by the way.
First of all, showstopper. Like, I would have gone, had I known them ahead of time, for them to headline. Not that Icon for Hire was not worth seeing, because holy shit, they are worth seeing. However, I would go to a Funeral Portrait headlining show 100%. We also got to meet Lee, and just the nicest person ever. And we have a signed little poster from him. It was fabulous. If you haven't checked them out and you're here because of Ice Nine Kills and Spencer, do it. Yes. Their songs are great.
What's funny is, just to give you guys a quick little bit of backstory about the Funeral Portrait for us, we have had one of their songs on our Halloween playlist for years without knowing exactly who they were. It's just we knew the song, and we go to the concert
and it starts playing, and we're like,
and we're singing along.
We know who
as a
this
family.
Is.
It's not even just like we're singing along. Like, all of us were singing along.
We had our teenage daughter with us, and she just, the excitement level went through the roof.
And when the two things clicked,
I
was then mad at myself, because I think we listened to Funeral Portrait on the way home that night, because like
we did.
It was the Icon for Hire concert, but like we've listened to a lot of Icon for Hire, and we were like, we should definitely check out more.
And we loved everything that was available.
From them was amazing.
And since then, everything they've put out has been so good. It's also on our playlist, so we're here for this. This is now two of our favorite bands in one. Let's get it.
Absolutely. This is Suffocate City. Rap City, bitch. Rap
with
City.
the Funeral Portrait and Spencer Charnis.
And Spencer Charnis.
I'm excited to see what they do.
Of Ink. Let's get it.
Woo! Oh, that's so cute.
Some nice old.
Look, it's their little
80s.
icon. I love it.
Oh, school dance, I see.
Oh, dude, this is Nightmares right here.
Put your hands together for your king and queen.
Brom.
Is it gonna be?
Keep those hands together for your entertainment tonight. The Funeral Portrait.
Woohoo! Let's get it, Lee.
I love that those lights show up everywhere. They were on the stage show.
Their coffin lights?
Yeah,
I love it. It's their symbol.
I want one.
I definitely want one.
Yeah,
I still want one. I think that would be a great mood light for our bedroom.
It would be. Especially if it was red.
But this would be stuff of my nightmares, returning to any school years.
School was one of those things that like I hated until I became an adult, and then I realized. And here's the thing: I don't think the good memories come with school itself. I think good memories come from just being a teenager.
I'm so glad that you were one of the privileged few.
Listen.
At least that are going to be participating in watching this video and or enjoying this song.
Right.
This comes from years and years of teenage hatred and angst.
Oh, there was a lot of that too.
Yeah. No, I have no good memories. I don't want to go back. You couldn't pay me to go back.
I did almost unalive myself, so I'm just saying, like, there was some bad, but I look back and realize that, to be honest, I really didn't have it that bad as a teenager.
Yeah, I look back and I'm like, fuck! I'm still alive. How'd that happen? We are not the same. No. Ah, get into it.
They say just settle down. You're never getting out of this place. Welcome to Suffocate City. We're never getting out. Never getting out of here. They say just settle
that there's already a choreographed
A
dance.
flash mob.
This is such like a Rami and Michelle goes emo. Like, this is amazing, by the way. I love it because I never got into that movie specifically because these are my people. Lee sounds exactly like that on stage, guys. This is not modification. He has absolute vocal chops. 100%. I love her dress, by the way. You look fabulous,
I
darling.
love the crowd. The whole crowd.
Just
all black.
randomly, we just wake up and like they're just like dancing behind us, just like flash mobbing everywhere. Is that the kind of crowd? Because I'm too much of an introvert for that
No,
shit.
talking about the black outfits.
Oh yeah,
It's a
you'd
sea
look
of black.
amazing in that, baby.
I probably would.
Yeah. Strut your stuff, girl.
You can definitely see some Thriller vibes
Yeah.
from some of the dance moves.
A little bit of Thriller, little bit of 80s, a lot of 50s. And I love that they're in like the 80s, 90s prom dress. Like that was definitely the style that I wore. I was wondering if we were going to get a Carrie moment.
So, okay, this excites me, and I'm going to tell you guys why, okay? With Spencer, it's a 50-50 shot on what version of Spencer you're going to get on a
True.
feature.
True.
This is my favorite version of Spencer. I'm not a big fan of the, like, super death metal.
But that's also, that's
Growl
your
thing.
preference in terms of
Right.
all music, yeah.
That's all. That's not just an Iceland Kills preference. That's just a music preference. I mean, I wouldn't expect him to go into the death metal growls with
Yeah.
Funeral Portrait.
Yet.
Yeah, we'll see. I think I know why I loved. Another reason why I loved back in high school so much.
Your football coach?
No, the horror movies were so much better.
It's probably because you saw him for the first time.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Back then, if me and my mom went to the movie theater to watch a horror movie, at least 6 out of 10 times I liked the movie.
Right.
How many horror movies have we seen in the last couple of years and we're just like, it's okay. Or, then there's Tarot. It just exists.
Well, I mean, at least that was better than Skinamarink.
I wish that didn't exist.
Honestly, okay, so I love this because it's a nice play with Lee's vocals. Lee has beautiful, clear, just resonating vocals, and so does Spencer. Now, I would say Spencer has maybe 3 different modes that he goes into. This beautiful, clear, resonating tenor that he is, or just sort of like a really nice but standard sort of throwaway singing that he occasionally does when he's either playing along with a role that he's picked out for a cover or something like that, or just sort of an interlude in the more metalcore type songs that he does. And then of course he's got his growls. I appreciate all of them. I love this version of him though because it does show that metal singers are real singers, and a lot of people don't get that from the growls and all of that. They don't understand the technique and the practice that goes into it, and so it's really nice to have someone come out and very clearly be able to demonstrate all of them. And again, this is sort of like an almost like 50s feel to the sound of the song, mixed with the emo kind of rock on top of it. So
Right.
it's a good voice to choose for this. I'm still kind of wondering why we're going with football coach, but
I don't think that's football coach. I think he's the jock.
I was kind of hoping we were getting a Carrie moment, though, because, you know, there were the girls in the devil mask, and they pulled the switch for all the electricity, and then they pulled the rope, and instead of a bucket of blood dropping on the stage, it's a projector screen. It's a letdown.
Yeah, okay, it's probably the coach, because it's not an actual Letterman jacket.
And he's sitting at the desk.
I sat at the coach's desk all the time.
All right, moving on.
And I didn't even play sports.
That makes it even weirder.
I know.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so the imagery there is actually super fascinating, right? Because he talks about stitches while holding onto the football, and there are stitches in the football.
Yeah.
And then he also talks about the pound of flesh and points to the football.
It is
which
flesh.
It's made of pigskin. That's why they call it. I don't think they do now.
No, but it used to be.
In history, they were made up of pigskin. That's why it's called the pigskin.
Right.
As a nickname. So I think that's super interesting that it played into that as he's saying all of it.
I like that he used "Don't get too high and mighty for your britches." That was a fun play on, you know, that's fun. Ooh, fight! I called it.
Do we think he's about to reveal that he's actually one of the angels? But he's been trying to hide?
Don't care. I'm involved in the fight. I don't know. She's
part
a
of
rather bloody angel.
It's a part of it. She's Gabriel, but feminine.
Okay.
Because he was kind of a dick.
I mean, okay.
But there's no escape.
That's fun.
Welcome to Suffocate. Welcome to Suffocate. Yeah. Welcome to Suffocate City. And now you're never getting out. Never getting out of here. They say just settle down. You're never getting out of this place. Welcome to Suffocate City. You think you've had enough, but boy, just trust the heavens when they pull the plug. You're never getting out of this place. Welcome to Suffocate City. Welcome to Suffocate. Welcome to
Told you.
City.
Yeah, I think Spencer was supposed to be the more Lucifer role behind his big desk with the light, and then Lee was supposed to be the more almost angelic but not kind of lost fallen angel, but less so than Lucifer, who was also a fallen. Oh, never mind, it gets complex.
Right. So I... Just to let you guys know, the reason I thought Spencer was was a jock. Spencer looks very young.
Always.
For being in his mid to late 30s, I think.
Yeah. Mid
late 30s. Because he's around our age.
Yeah.
So he looks weird as a coach to me. Like, he looks like he could still play that high school jock, if I'm being honest.
That's terrifying.
It is.
But okay.
Because, I mean, you think of all the movies where they're in high school and the coaches are always one of two things, right? They're either the older guy that, you know.
Normally old.
I mean, the first coach that comes to mind in any movie, because, Nightmare on Elm Street, is Nightmare on Elm Street 2. The gay coach.
Yeah.
That movie is so underrated, by the way.
Go watch it.
Watch
Absolute
it. Fantastic.
queen of horror. Love
Absolutely.
it.
And then, but that's what I think of when I think of, like, most movie coaches.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think of the 80s and 90s, how they were portrayed.
Or a super young, very attractive female that for some reason they chose to be the coach. Some reason being attractive.
For the boys, yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
No, I called it. He was the coach. I thought it was fabulous. I love their
amazing.
voices together. I knew that Spencer was going to growl at some point because that's not what Lee normally does at all. I love that they had the little clip of Lee attempting it where they cut the music off and just left him hanging, and everyone was just like, nah, dude, not your lane.
No, it's almost like, again, it happened way more in high school than any other time in my life. Saying something that you're not supposed to.
Yeah, and
but
everybody
as
goes
you
dead
go to
silent.
say it,
Yeah.
it goes super quiet, and everyone hears you.
Honestly, the story
And
that I
it's-
hear more about is farting. Like, people, like, there's a
Depends on
ruckus
who you are.
going on, and what?
Depends on who you are.
Yeah, there were definitely people who thought that was humorous.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's not me, yo.
I cleared out a whole classroom and was proud of it.
I mean, okay, that part might be humorous. I'm talking about the noise and dead silence, and that part's just like, ugh. Yeah, I mean, it's a bodily function. You do what you gotta do, but it is funny when people try and time it, and it just
And it
so
fails.
happens that everybody goes silent. Anyway,
We're gonna be
I
covering.
love this.
This was amazing. I absolutely did
Yeah.
love this. It's definitely gonna go on several playlists.
I kind of hope that, like,
Um,
I wish this was a story that was continuing.
Right.
And I hope they go on tour together someday.
I would love to see that. So here's the thing, and do not get me wrong. We went to the Icon for Hire concert, and it was definitely in a more personal setting, right? Because I think
There were like 100 of us.
there was like 100 people that went, and that 100, maybe 150 at most. Between 100 and 150 people that went, and we filled up the venue.
It was a
Like,
room. Yeah.
It's a small venue.
Yeah.
And aside from just the funeral portrait, because I would also love to see the Icon for Hire in a bigger venue as well, just because I think these bands
They deserve
have worked
it.
hard and earned and deserve it.
Plus, they're both fully capable of not only sounding good,
Right.
but putting on a great show. And the space required to do that is a little bit more than the tiny stage that they had. Like, both of them are, like, Lee and Ariel are super active in their shows and interactive almost with the audience. And this was limited space for that. And everyone was boiling.
Yeah, it was hot.
But I'm so glad
And
that we got to do it because, again, it's a much more personal...
I do know once you get bigger, like in the Coliseum that we were in the last couple of years that Ice Nine Kills has come through, you lose the opportunity for that personalization.
That's what I was going to say. I'm
And-
glad that we got the opportunity.
And just having the opportunity to get to meet Lee was super cool.
Yep.
Um,
Especially for our teenage daughter.
Yeah.
Because we've met bands before, not saying that it diminishes how cool it was to meet him, but I remember those first couple of times when I was younger meeting somebody that I really enjoyed, and it was a huge deal.
Right.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I would still love to see them grow and play for bigger audiences.
Oh, absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
kill it, because they would.
No doubt.
All right, guys, that is going to do it. We love you all. We'll see you next time. Peace.